Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about my top 10 running backs post-combine. Combine was this past weekend. We've got another piece of the puzzle here. We got two more to go with draft capital as well as landing spots, but it's all we got for now. So made a couple adjustments. I don't try to overreact to the 40 times and all of that stuff, but what we want to get out of the combine is to kind of reassure us of the athleticism of these running backs, because as we know, that is the ticket to success and landing on our dynasty teams. If this is your first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. Hit that subscribe button. This channel is dedicated to get you ready for your rookie drafts. On this channel, I've got all 22 film breakdowns. My partner Jason and I, we've been doing rookie reports of all your favorite rookies. So again, thanks for tuning in, and hit that subscribe button, hit a like button, leave us a comment. Let me know what you think about my ranks. There's one player in this my top 10 that's not in here that I think could create a little, a lot of questions in the chat, but nonetheless, let's get right to it. All right, coming in at number 10, I'm going to go with ROSCHON Johnson. Had a really good, solid combine. Kind of, again, we want to make sure that the athleticism that we think we see on the field showed up, and he did a nice job. Like his size, he came in at 6 foot, 219 pounds, a little lighter than advertised, at Texas, man. But he, played behind BIJAN. He's got that size. I think he's going to be probably a, round 3, round 4 back in this class. So again, overall for this class, I should probably start out by saying it is just, I think it's a good class, but I think people are overestimating it just a little, that it's like this deep class. I think we have a lot of solid committee guys that are going to be part of a committee. And we know that's most of the backfields right now. And I think there could be one or two, just like last year when we had Walker and Hall come out to be bell cows. Pierce could be a bell cow. Algier could maybe be a bell cow. But most people think that they might get replaced or at least have a mate in the backfield that's going to limit their production. So I feel like this class has a lot of those kind of running backs in it. I've been watching these guys for 2 years. I'm into Devy. Again, my Devy to Dynasty dashboard is a product that I have. I have a database of 800 guys. So I've been watching these guys for a while. But ROSCHON Johnson is going to start out my top 10. Like his size, his power, I think he could be a really nice complement to a team that already maybe has a smaller back. All right. Coming in at number 9, the enigma for me in this class is Zach Evans. Okay. Came in a little lighter, 202 pounds at the combine. He was listed at Ole Miss at 215. I did a film review on this channel. Go take a look at it where, we did some all 22 views of him. I'm worried about his vision a little bit. He didn't test at the combine. I think he got dinged up training. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm just not a big Zach Evans fan. I know he was a big recruit, and he's been on the radar, at least in the Devy circles and C2C, for a long time, but just not as high on Evans as everybody else. I thought his play strength maybe was a little not what I expected, and his vision running in between the tackles I felt was suspect sometimes. So. Coming in at number 8, Israel ABANIKANDA, 5'10", 216 pounds. Again, a good size back. Nice that he came in that size. That's what we're really looking for, those 210, 215 backs. I like his production at Pittsburgh. He's a junior this year. But, he's another player that I'm not sure is going to come in and establish himself as a starting RB1. So, again, he's just in this mix at number 8 here in the back of my top 10. Like his, he's got really good speed. I like his, he's an aggressive runner. I just feel like there's a lack of creativity in his game. Super productive this year, high yards per carry, only in that 37 catches over, his 3-year career at Pitt. So, he really wasn't involved in the passing game, at least in 2022, not a whole lot. So I'm not sure how much of that he's going to bring to the table. Like him, again, he's going to be, I think, a depth committee guy, like a lot of the backs in this class. I just don't think there's a lot of, studs. My next guy here, number 7, is KENDRE Miller, kind of the exact same thing. I have him in the same mold as ABANIKANDA. I just did a film on this channel, again, in all 22 with my good friend Corey, and we looked at his film. 2 games, actually. It's no better way to scout a player than go watch these films on this channel, really. It is like the all-22 view. It's exactly what you want. I think he's a good back, but I don't see he's got starter potential. I don't know if he's got the footwork to do that. I don't know if he's got the play strength to do that. Again, productive player in college, but to go to the NFL and play, I think there was just a lack of physicality in his particular game. Has some good movement skills, I'm not going to lie, but he's going to have to put all of those two together. Again, good back, good solid running back. Any of these guys could pop, and I think it's what everyone's talking about with this class in general is the fact that there's just no clear cut after one. I'm confident in my one or two, my 1, 2, and 3, but after that, I think everything is mixed up, and they're probably going to change as we head to the draft. We're marching to the draft. We got another month and a half. I'm going to continue to watch film, but these are the 10 guys that I feel have the best chance of actually getting on our dynasty rosters. That's what this show's about, not what their NFL careers necessarily going to be. But I guess they go hand in hand because you need a good career to be on be a consistent dynasty asset for us. Let's continue with the show. Number 6, Tank Bigsby, 5'11", 210 pounds. Now I got Tank here. Tank's lower on a lot of other lists, and I get why. But what he brings to the table for me that I, again, just kind of talked about KENDRE Miller and ABANIKANDA is the physicality of the position playing in the SEC. He reminds me of kind of like a Brian Robinson, a guy that doesn't have the best lateral movement and a guy who's just maybe more of a one-cut, go runner. And I could see him having a career just like, he did at Washington, right? I mean, so, I think that's the path for Tank Bigsby. He brings that physicality, that I think a lot of these other backs in this class don't. Number 5, TYJAE Spears, a late riser for a lot of people. I mean, there is no shiftier guy. I mean, he came in at 5'9", 200 pounds. Again, kind of a smaller back in this class, but I guess with the NFL leaning to speed and smaller linebackers, and spreading teams out and going vertical, maybe we're going to start to see a shift in these younger backs, or these smaller backs rather, having some success in the NFL, until we go back to the power running game, which may end up happening at some point. But I feel as though the teams are spreading things out more in the NFL, and TYJAE Spears, man, has like some mad lateral movement skills, some agility, athleticism. I'm a little concerned. He had 2 ACL tears in college. He's so shifty. Is that one of those knees going to buckle again? I don't know. You can't predict that. I'm not going to knock the guy for that because he could have, a great career for 10 years and never get an ACL tear. But, again, he's so shifty. But that's why I'm going with him. I like the footwork. I like the ability. For me, in a running back, I need to have guys that can create space in the line of scrimmage and improvise and have that lateral movement. And if you really don't have the footwork for that kind of thing, I just don't think you're going to have a long career in the NFL. And I think TYJAE Spears has shown on the field that he's got plenty of lateral movement juice to maybe be a really good committee back on an NFL roster. Coming in at number 4 is Zach Charbonnet. It's been kind of my number 4. These last 4, 3, 2, and 1 have been all kind of lumped together here. Zach Charbonnet came back as a senior this year and had a productive year, good year. Big physical back, 6 foot, 214 pounds. And as we know, size matters in the NFL, as just as we were talking about Spears, where maybe there is a trend for smaller backs, hitting our dynasty rosters. I mean, really what you need to do is you need to go back and look at history, and it's going to tell you the bigger guys are the ones that's, successful. It's a physical game. They got to be able to go in there and play, with 300-pound tackles. I think Zach Charbonnet, I mean, he's got a couple warts on his profile too, but overall, out of all of the guys available, I'm going to go with him. He has the power. He's got decent footwork, not the best footwork when he's, in the second level, when he's got an increase in speed. But I think he's going to be a committee back with a starter upside and a guy that would come in and move the team forward for a few weeks if need be. But I don't see him coming in and being, maybe a Tyler Algier, again, going back to him as an example, just like we did with Brian Robinson before with Tank Bigsby and the physicality. Zach Charbonnet kind of and Algier have that same bigger frame, okay lateral movement, but they're bigger and physical. So I'm kind of thinking Algier is the kind of floor that we might see if Charbonnet, and of course it all depends on the landing spot, right? To see if, he gets on a team that he's not behind a starter or something like that. Coming at number 3, DEVON ACHANE. I mean, again, a lot of polarizing people talking about ACHANE, but I'm got to go back to, the footwork, the lateral movement, the movement skills, that is, he's special when it comes to that stuff as far as I'm concerned. You can see that on the field, especially in the second level. He has the ability to make guys miss without having to throttle down. So he's got that. Yes, he's small. He's 188. I know it's really hard because size matters. We were just talking about Charbonnet. But if he can, be the unicorn and get on a team that will use him properly out in the passing game and just like some sort of weapon on the field, he's got the speed. I mean, he ran the best 40 time at the combine, and, we all knew he had speed. So, yes, there's a risk. He's undersized. I get it, but the movement skills are special. So you're torn. I'm going to lean towards the movement skills versus based just on size for him. All right. Coming in, JAHMYR GIBBS. You know, you all knew that Robinson was the first, right? I mean, I don't think there was any mystery for that. You're going to be awful spicy if you come out with something other than BIJAN Robinson. JAHMYR GIBBS 2 is most likely the 2 on everyone's list, and he should. He did a really nice job at the combine, and he's produced, you know, for, you know, all 3 years in college, and he's been a good player, and he's going to get probably first-round draft capital, if not early second. And again, hopefully he finds himself on a team. We know he's got the movement skills. He's got, you know, the ball catching skills. He came in under 200. Again, another smaller back. But these smaller backs have the agility and the speed of which the NFL is just craving right now. So maybe they're going to, like I said, continue to spread offensive lines out and stuff like that to get more space for some of these running backs. But he's going to be a great PPR back, right? I mean, that's what we want in Dynasty. We want the guys that catch the ball. And JAHMYR GIBBS is going to excel at that skill set, as well as, you know, be able to, you know, he's going to share the backfield with someone, which would be what I would do. I wouldn't want to pound him down the middle all the time. So hopefully, he, like I said, he gets on a team that produces and makes him, you know, just puts him in a great spot to produce for our Dynasty roster. So I know what you're all thinking watching this. Where the hell is Sean Tucker? Well, Sean Tucker came in number 11. So Sean Tucker, again, I question his pass blocking ability. And again, he's got the size, he's got the speed, but it's the play strength of some of these players, of these backs, that, you know, I really look for when I scout players. And I think play strength is something that's really important. It's a physical freaking game, man. And it's really hard to, you know, go from college to the NFL, and you got to be tough. And, you know, you can tell when you watch some of these players, not to get off on a tangent, but I feel like you can tell at the point of contact just how physical they are, if they move the pile forward or if they're getting pushed back and stuff like that. So I kind of gleaned from that and kind of really base a lot of that in my, you know, in my scouting process. So, well, there you go, guys. There is my top running back show. I hope you liked it. Again, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to do shows like this as we march to the NFL draft. And I've got, you know, all sorts of great stuff, more film reviews coming up. And then we're going to talk about Dynasty and Devy and college after the draft. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.